And the winner is Burt Lancaster and Hect-Lancaster.
Well, I guess, Burt, you haven't been nominated this year.
No, you haven't been either, Kirk. Congratulations.
Burt Lancaster and Kirk Douglas were two of Hollywood's biggest stars. Yet behind the scene, there was a rivalry that ran deep. Both men rose to fame at the same time, but their personalities, ambitions, and conflicting egos often clashed. Despite sharing a history of working together on film projects, Lancaster quietly resented Douglas. Was it just work rivalry? Or was there something more personal behind it? Join us in this video as we reveal the secret behind Burt's hatred towards Kirk Douglas. Why Burt Lancaster hated Kirk Douglas. Burt Lancaster and Kirk Douglas were two of Hollywood's biggest stars, but their relationship wasn't always smooth. Rumor has it that Burt Lancaster hated Kirk Douglas because of the friction they had in their relationship. However, that is not the case, and there's much more to the story. Despite working together on numerous films and sharing many behind-the-scenes moments, they often clashed. One incident that stands out occurred during a fan event when Burt took his playful teasing of Kirk a little too far. Lancaster and Douglas had known each other well, having worked together on 7 films and even a play. However, their relationship was far from perfect, and they frequently bickered, both on and off set. The tension came to a head at a public event, where the two actors were standing in front of a group of fans. While teasing each other was normal between the two, Burt began to take it too far. And that wasn't the last of it. Lancaster made fun of Kirk's height, pointing out that he was much shorter than him, standing at just 5 feet 7 inches compared to Burt's towering 6 feet 2 inches. To make matters worse, Lancaster joked about how Kirk wore lifts in his shoes to appear taller. This personal jab hit a nerve with Douglas, who was sensitive about his height. The teasing became too much for Kirk to handle, and in front of the crowd, he suddenly burst into tears. The emotional outburst shocked everyone, and shortly after, Kirk quickly left the event. Though their friendship had its ups and downs, things did eventually improve between them over the years. However, Lancaster's teasing didn't completely stop. At other events, Burt would introduce Kirk by saying, "Kirk would be the first to admit he is a difficult person. I would be the second." Despite these moments of tension, the two actors eventually grew close. Lancaster and Douglas's relationship deepened, and they became genuine friends. When Burt Lancaster passed away in 1994,
also in Los Angeles, there was word today that Oscar-winning actor Burt Lancaster has died of a heart attack. Lancaster was about to turn 81 next month.
Kirk Douglas reflected on their years together, calling his death the passing of a giant. Even after all their fighting and teasing, Kirk admitted in a 2017 interview that he missed Burt deeply, saying, "We fought a lot, and I miss him a lot." Their bond, filled with laughter and rivalry, endured long after their professional careers ended, proving that even in Hollywood, friendships can withstand the toughest moments. But who exactly were these two friends? And what exactly formed their story? Let's find out. Burt Lancaster career and achievements. Burt Stephen Lancaster was an iconic American actor, known for his versatility and range across a career that spanned over 4 decades. Born on November 2, 1913, in New York City, Lancaster grew up in East Harlem in a working-class family. His father, James, was a mailman, and his mother, Elizabeth, came from a family of Irish immigrants. Lancaster showed a passion for sports early on, excelling in gymnastics and basketball while attending DeWitt Clinton High School. Sadly, before graduating, his mother passed away, which deeply affected him. He was awarded an athletic scholarship to New York University, but chose not to continue his education and after a short time. Lancaster's career began in a somewhat unexpected way. After serving in the U.S. Army during World War II, he returned to New York, and while visiting his girlfriend at work, was noticed by a Broadway producer who encouraged him to try acting. He auditioned for the play A Sound of Hunting in 1945, marking the start of his professional journey. Although the show lasted only 3 weeks, Lancaster's performance caught the attention of Hollywood agent Harold Hecht, who would become his close collaborator and business partner. In Hollywood, Lancaster's career quickly took off. He was cast in the film Desert Fury in 1947, but his breakthrough role came in The Killers in 1946, a gritty film noir that brought him national attention. The success of The Killers helped Lancaster become a star, and he continued to land leading roles in both critical and commercial hits, like Brute Force and I Walk Alone in 1947. By 1948, he was established as one of Hollywood's most promising actors. Lancaster's success in Hollywood was not just due to his acting talents, but also his business acumen. Hecht kept his promise to Lancaster to help him become a producer, and together they founded Norma Productions. This partnership led to several films, including Kiss the Blood Off My Hands in 1948, a thriller that garnered critical acclaim. They also signed a deal with Warner Brothers, which saw the release of The Flame and the Arrow, an adventure that was one of the studio's biggest hits of the year and firmly established a new image for Lancaster as a leading man in action films. Throughout the 1950s, Lancaster continued to experiment with different genres. He starred in Mr. 880, a comedy crime romance, and Vengeance Valley, a western. His role in Jim Thorpe All-American.
I'm in love with you. I can't be sure because I've never been in love before, but, well, I thought you ought to know.
A biopic about the famous athlete, further demonstrated his versatility. In addition to his acting, Lancaster began producing films under the banner of Hect-Lancaster Productions. Their first project was The Crimson Pirate, a lively swashbuckler that proved to be another hit. In Come Back, Little Sheba, Lancaster took on a more dramatic role in a film based on the popular Broadway play, showcasing his ability to handle serious, complex characters. Lancaster's career continued to thrive through the 1950s and into the 1960s, with roles in films such as The Devil's Disciple, Elmer Gantry, and Birdman of Alcatraz. His performance in Elmer Gantry.
And you, brother, you can't go to church on Sunday and cheat at business on Monday. We're coming back to you, God. We're coming back to the old-time religion.
Won him the Academy Award for Best Actor. Cementing his place as one of Hollywood's greatest stars. He also earned multiple nominations for the Academy Award, with 4 in total throughout his career. Lancaster was also recognized internationally, winning 2 BAFTA awards and a Golden Globe for his work in film. Aside from his acting and producing, Lancaster's personal life was marked by his commitment to causes that were important to him. He was known for his strong social conscience and supported various charities, particularly those that focused on social justice and civil rights. Over the years, Lancaster's career evolved as he took on more challenging and complex roles, shifting from the tough guy image that had initially defined him. In the 1960s and beyond, he starred in movies that showcased his maturity as an actor, such as 7 Days in May, The Professionals, and Atlantic City. These films proved that Lancaster was more than just an action star. He was a versatile actor who could tackle a wide range of characters. Lancaster's career was not confined to the silver screen. He also worked in television and on stage. In addition to his film roles, he made guest appearances on TV shows and took on occasional stage roles, reflecting his enduring passion for the arts. His partnership with Hecht was also instrumental in the development of his production company, which allowed Lancaster more creative control over his projects. Lancaster's legacy as an actor and producer is undeniable. He is remembered not only for his remarkable range and skill in front of the camera, but also for his contributions to the business side of Hollywood. The American Film Institute ranks him among the 25 greatest male stars in the history of cinema, a fitting tribute to his long and influential career. Lancaster passed away on October 20th, 1994, leaving behind a lasting impact on the world of film. His career serves as a testament to his versatility, his dedication to his craft, and his ability to evolve with the times while maintaining a strong sense of integrity in both his personal and professional life. Burt Lancaster's career was marked by numerous transitions and successes as he moved through different phases in Hollywood, particularly during his time with United Artists. Alongside his longtime collaborator, Harold Hecht, Lancaster made key choices that led to some of his most popular films. The duo left Warner Brothers and signed with United Artists, beginning a new chapter with a 2-picture deal. Their first film under this new agreement was Apache, where Lancaster took on the role of a Native American. This was followed by Vera Cruz, another Western that paired him with the legendary Gary Cooper. Both films were directed by Robert Aldrich and were significant box office hits, solidifying the Hect-Lancaster partnership at United Artists. Building on this success, United Artists signed Hect-Lancaster Productions to a multi-picture contract. The company was tasked with producing 7 films over 2 years, some of which did not feature Lancaster. One of the company's most notable achievements was producing Marty, based on Paddy Chayefsky's TV play. The film, which starred Ernest Borgnine, went on to win both the Academy Award for Best Picture and the prestigious Palme d'Or at Cannes. Borgnine won the Best Actor Oscar, and the film earned $2 million on a modest budget of $350,000. This success played a major role in cementing Hect-Lancaster Productions as a leading independent production company in Hollywood. Lancaster was not without his challenges, however. After Marty, Borgnine, who had been under contract with Hect-Lancaster, sued the company in 1957 over his dissatisfaction with the lack of roles he was offered and for being underpaid. Despite this, Hecht and Lancaster continued to produce successful films. In 1955, Lancaster directed The Kentuckian, his directorial debut, though he later admitted that he didn't enjoy directing, and only did so once more in 1974 with The Midnight Man. Another key film in Lancaster's career was The Rose Tattoo, which he made for his former mentor, Hal Wallace. The film, directed by Daniel Mann and co-starring Anna Magnani,
You know better than to ask me such a question.
Magnificent Magnani, fighting to learn the secret sealed in the confession,
was a commercial hit and won Magnani an Academy Award for Best Actress. In 1956, Hill was made an equal partner in Hect-Lancaster Productions, and the company was renamed Hecht-Lancaster, HL. One of the company's most successful ventures came with the release of Trapeze, in which Lancaster performed many of his own stunts. The film, which co-starred Tony Curtis and Gina Lollobrigida, became a box office success and further solidified HHL's reputation in Hollywood. The company expanded its reach, also stepping into the music industry, partnering with Loring Buzzell to establish a series of music publishing companies and record labels. As the 1950s came to a close, Hect-Lancaster Productions had become one of Hollywood's most influential independent companies. The team was praised for its success in producing quality films, with Run Silent, Run Deep, Separate Tables, and The Devil's Disciple among their releases. Separate Tables earned an Oscar nomination for Best Picture and won awards for lead actor David Niven and supporting actress Wendy Hiller. Meanwhile, The Devil's Disciple failed to meet expectations and resulted in some tension between Lancaster and director Alexander McKendrick, whom Lancaster fired during production. Despite occasional setbacks, Hect-Lancaster continued to produce films into the 1960s until trouble came looming. In 1960, James Hill, an important figure in the company, had a falling out with both Hecht and Lancaster, which led to the dissolution of Hecht-Hill-Lancaster Productions. Hill went on to form his own production company, Hillworth Productions. His legacy in the industry continues to influence actors and filmmakers to this day, demonstrating his lasting impact on the world of cinema. Stay tuned, because things are about to get even more interesting. Kirk Douglas. Kirk Douglas, born on December 9, 1916, in Amsterdam, New York, was a towering figure in American cinema. His journey from a poor, immigrant family to becoming one of Hollywood's biggest stars is nothing short of remarkable. Known for his intense, explosive acting style, Douglas became a symbol of strength and determination both on screen and in his personal life. Over the course of his career, he appeared in more than 90 films, including westerns, war dramas, and noir thrillers, earning recognition as one of the greatest actors of classic Hollywood cinema. In 1999, the American Film Institute named him the 17th greatest male star of all time. Douglas's childhood was tough. Born to Jewish immigrants from Belarus, he grew up in a large, poor family with 6 sisters. His father, a physically abusive alcoholic, often spent what little money they had, leaving the family to endure severe poverty. In his 1988 autobiography, The Ragman's Son, Douglas recounted how his family struggled just to survive, which shaped his determination to escape his circumstances. Despite these challenges, Douglas's early life sparked his desire to become an actor. His first experience with performance came when, as a young boy in kindergarten, he recited a poem, The Red Robin of Spring, and received applause. From then on, he was hooked on acting. Growing up in a family with 6 sisters, Douglas often felt stifled, saying, "I was dying to get out." He worked numerous odd jobs as a child, including selling snacks to mill workers and delivering newspapers, just to help his family make ends meet. He graduated from Amsterdam High School in 1934 and continued to pursue his passion for acting. However, he didn't have the money to attend college, so he talked his way into a scholarship at St. Lawrence University, where he graduated in 1939. While in college, he also became a standout wrestler, earning enough money to pay for his tuition by working as a gardener and janitor. Douglas's breakthrough came when he attended the prestigious American Academy of Dramatic Arts in New York, where he met several influential figures, including future Hollywood star Lauren Bacall. Bacall, who later became a close friend, helped Douglas get his start in the film industry. She recommended him to producer Hal B. Wallace, who was searching for new talent. As a result, Douglas landed his first film role in The Strange Love of Martha Ivers, where he starred alongside Barbara Stanwyck. This debut film marked the beginning of a long and successful career in Hollywood. After World War II, Douglas returned to New York and worked in radio, theater, and commercials. His big break on Broadway came in 1949 with a role in Three Sisters, which was produced by Katharine Cornell. But it was his 1949 film Champion, where he played a ruthless, self-centered boxer that truly cemented his status as a rising star. The role of the selfish boxer was a gamble for Douglas, as he had to turn down a more lucrative role in a big MGM film, The Great Sinner, which ended up flopping. Instead, Champion was a huge success, with critics praising his raw, powerful performance. Douglas's portrayal was considered alarmingly authentic, and it quickly established him as one of the most compelling actors of his time. Throughout his career, Douglas worked with some of the most talented filmmakers and actors in Hollywood. His collaborations with director Stanley Kubrick in Spartacus and Paths of Glory are considered among the finest in his career. Spartacus, in particular, was a monumental success. It was a large-scale historical epic where Douglas played the title role of a gladiator leading a slave revolt. The film's production was famously turbulent, with Douglas stepping in as a producer when he disagreed with the original director. His determination and vision helped shape Spartacus into a cinematic landmark, and the film went on to become a massive hit. In 1963, Kirk Douglas secured the rights to adapt Ken Kesey's novel One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest into a play, starring in the Broadway production, which ran for 5 months. The reviews were mixed, but Douglas kept the movie rights by exploiting a loophole, basing the rights on the play instead of the novel. After struggling for 10 years to find a producer, he handed the rights to his son, Michael. In 1975, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest was made into a film produced by Michael and Saul Zaentz, starring Jack Nicholson, as Kirk was considered too old for the role. The film won all 5 major Academy Awards, becoming only the second film to do so after It Happened One Night. In 1986, he reunited with his longtime co-star, Burt Lancaster, in a crime comedy, Tough Guys, with a cast including Charles Durning and Eli Wallach. It marked the final collaboration between Douglas and Lancaster, completing a partnership of more than 40 years. That same year, he co-hosted with Angela Lansbury the New York Philharmonic's tribute to the 100th anniversary of the Statue of Liberty. The symphony was conducted by Zubin Mehta. Outside of acting, Douglas was a successful producer and philanthropist. He founded his own production company, which produced several films, and he used his platform to advocate for causes he believed in. One of his most notable achievements was his work in breaking the Hollywood blacklist. In 1960, when actor and director Dalton Trumbo was blacklisted for his political beliefs, Douglas famously insisted that Trumbo be credited as the screenwriter for Spartacus, helping to end the Hollywood blacklist and restore Trumbo's career. Despite his fame and success, Douglas remained grounded, always remembering his humble beginnings. His autobiography, The Ragman's Son, published in 1988, offered a candid and deeply personal look at his life and career. In the book, he spoke openly about his struggles, his relationships, and his rise to fame, and it became a bestseller. Douglas's legacy in Hollywood is defined not only by his extensive body of work, but also by the strength of character and determination that allowed him to overcome countless obstacles. In 1958, tragedy struck when his close friend, producer Mike Todd, died in a plane crash. Douglas was meant to be on the same plane, but after a heated argument with his wife Anne, he decided not to go. The news of Todd's death was a major turning point in Douglas's life. and he spoke often about how it changed his perspective on life. Kirk Douglas lived a long and full life, passing away on February 5, 2020, at the age of 103. He left behind a legacy as one of Hollywood's most iconic and influential actors, a man who defied the odds to become a true star. His contributions to the film industry, his powerful performances, and his work as a philanthropist will continue to inspire generations to come. Douglas's personal life was also filled with challenges and triumphs. He married his first wife, Deanna Dill, in 1943, and they had 2 sons, Michael and Joel. Their marriage lasted until 1951, after which Douglas remarried actress Ann Bidens in 1954. They had 2 more children, Peter and Eric, and remained together for over 60 years. Douglas's relationship with his children, particularly his son Michael, who would go on to become an actor and producer in his own right, was a key part of his personal story. On February 13, 1991, at the age of 74, Kirk Douglas was in a helicopter that collided with a small plane near Santa Paula Airport. The crash left him injured, along with the pilot, Noel Blanc, and 2 others in the plane who tragically died. This near-death experience led Douglas to reevaluate his life. After much soul-searching, he returned to the Jewish faith he was raised in, which he detailed in his book Climbing the Mountain. My search for meaning in his earlier autobiography, The Ragman's Son, Douglas admitted that at one point he had tried to distance himself from his Jewish roots. However, as he grew older, he embraced his heritage. He explored this theme in several of his films, such as The Juggler and Cast a Giant Shadow, where characters struggled with their Jewish identity before ultimately reconnecting with it. Douglas visited Jerusalem and dedicated 2 playgrounds he had donated to the country. During the trip, his tour guide took him to the Western Wall Tunnel, where, according to Jewish tradition, Abraham's binding of Isaac took place. In 1999, Douglas celebrated a second bar mitzvah at the age of 83. His wife, Ann, converted to Judaism in 2004 before they renewed their vows. What do you think about Burt and Kirk's relationship? Share your thoughts in the comments section. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click the following video shown on your screen. You will enjoy it.